Hi, first graders. This is a lesson for grammar, page 73. Okay, and at the top it says Chapter 20 Tests. The only other thing you'll need is to remember what we just reviewed in the review video, and also you might need the common preposition list. Okay, but that can be set down for now. We're going to go ahead. I want your name. If I didn't put your name at the top, please make sure your name is at the top. We're going to read the directions. It says exercise 1. Classify each sentence. And remember, classifying just means labeling what type of word each word is. We're going to use SN for subject noun. And a subject noun is who or what the sentence is about. It's the main noun of the sentence. And we're also going to, when we find a verb, we're going to label it with a V, just a capital V. When we find an adverb, we're going to label it with ADV. When we find an adjective, we will label it with ADJ. When we find an article adjective, it's just going to have a capital A. And when we find a preposition, we're going to label that with just the letter P. And when we find the object of the preposition, we're going to label that with OP. And the object of the preposition, remember, prepositions are connecting words. And then the object of the preposition is always a noun. It's an object noun. But we'll label it as OP for object of the preposition. Now, I crossed off in the past, when students would underline the complete subject and double underline the complete predicate, it just got awfully messy. So I've changed it. You kids have all heard me say it in classroom. I've changed it to a chop. We are going to chop instead of underline subjects and predicates. I'm pretty sure you remember that. Okay, we're going to go ahead. We're not going to do sentence number 1 together. You are going to come back later and do this on your own. We're going to do sentence number 2 together, okay? Sentence number 2. So go ahead, and if you have that right there in front of you, let's go ahead and read it together. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. Let's say it again. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. Okay, remember we're on number 2. All right, I hope you can see that okay. Now you are allowed to, I like to label below words. Some of you kids like to label above words. That's okay too, as long as you stay with one or the other. I don't want to see a sentence that has some of it labeled here, some here, some here. If you want to label all on the bottom, that's great. If you want to label all on the top, that's great. But no going back and forth. All right. So a lot of students are tempted when they first see the very first word. They're going to think, oh, I want to label that. I know what that is. I want you to avoid doing that, and instead, I want you to find the subject noun. I want you to find who or what the sentence is about. So let's read it one more time. The 3, I'm sorry, number 2. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. All right, let's think about it. Let's find our subject noun. We're trying to find out who or what this sentence is about. Let's see. First of all, we know it has to be a noun, right? It can't be any of the other types of words. A subject noun has to be a noun. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. Aha! First of all, I know that fireflies is a noun. That's a thing. That's an animal. And lo and behold, every time I read the sentence, I realize the sentence is actually about fireflies. So I am going to label fireflies SN. All right. Now you're still not going to go back to the beginning of the sentence. You're going to find the verb. The verb. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. Glowed. That is action, isn't it? The fireflies are doing something. They're glowing. They glowed. So I'm going to go ahead and put my V there. That's my verb. Now we're also going to, before we go any further, we're going to chop this. We're going to figure out what is the subject part of the sentence and the predicate part of the sentence. And remember, predicate simply means the action part of the sentence. And we have it super easy right off the bat. We know that this right here is it. We're going to put a slash between fireflies and glowed. Now we know that this part of our sentence is the subject part, and this part of our sentence is the predicate part. Now we're going to go ahead and start working off the subject part. We are going to figure out what these words are. Well, right off the bat, I see that all three of these connect, or they modify my subject noun. What kind of fireflies are they? They are little fireflies. What kind of words, kids, modify nouns? Adjectives. So up here, they say ADJ for adjective. Little is indeed an adjective. And what about cute? Yep, cute also modifies fireflies, just like little did. It too is an adjective. It tells what kind or which one. So I have two adjectives here. They both are referring, they both modify the noun. The is one of the easy ones, of course. That is an article adjective. Yes, it does also modify our subject noun. But remember, there are only 3 article adjectives in the English language. An, a, and the. So that one's easy to label. All right, we have our whole subject part of our sentence is classified, is labeled. Now we're going to go to the predicate part. We're going to say to ourselves, okay, let's read the sentence again. That's a good idea to do the whole time you're reading these, you're classifying these. The cute little fireflies glowed brightly in the dark. So I am trying to think, does brightly refer to anything up here? No. Brightly refers to the verb. It modifies the verb in our sentence. The verb is glowed, and it's talking about how it glowed. Remember, adverbs tell how, where, and when the verb happened. And in this case, this is saying how. It does indeed. This, then is an adverb. The adverb tells how the verb happened. That it glowed brightly. Brightly it glowed. All right, so let's keep going. Now, if you aren't sure what the next word is, let's see, the next word is in. What could that be? Oh, that's right. Mrs. Lennon said that prepositions are words that connect connect words to the rest of the sentence. In is indeed a preposition, and you can look at your preposition list to see if you can find the word in. Oh, I sure do. There it is. There's my preposition. I labeled it with P, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, glowed brightly in the dark. Now we know that usually there's a debate about this actually in the grammar world, but right now we're going to assume that there's an object that connects that preposition. There's a noun later on that will connect this part of the sentence to another noun. In this case, the preposition is connecting the word dark. In this case, the word dark is a noun and it is the object of the preposition. So these two connect to each other. In the dark. The, of course, is still just always a regular old article adjective. Okay? So I know first graders, the preposition and the object of the preposition was somewhat new to you when we had to stop school in March. But I think you can do it. You also have your list of prepositions to help you. Remember, prepositions are connecting words that connect nouns to the rest of the sentence. So not at the moment. You're not right now going to go ahead and do this sentence, but you will be doing this on your own later after you stop this video. Right now, so you're going to remember all the things we talked about to do sentence number 1. Do your best and turn it in to me. Now we are going to underline. I prefer circling. You can go ahead and circle SYN if the two words are synonyms, or you can circle ANT if the two words are antonyms. Remember, synonym are words that are similar or the same, and antonyms are words that are opposites. Let's take a look at our first one here. Slow and quick. Slow, that means something is very slow. Quick, that means something's very quick. Oh, right off the bat, I can tell that those two words are opposite of each other. They are antonyms. All right, you are going to go ahead and do the rest of that on your own, number 2 and number 3, but not right now. Let's go ahead and move on. You'll come back and do these later on your own, okay? Here, sometimes I have you cross this section out, but since I'm helping you today, we're going to go ahead and do it. All you have to do is name 5 parts of speech that you have studied, and you may use abbreviations. Let's look back up here in our some of our classification, how we labeled some of those words. Let's see. We found an SN. Oops, my pen's going out. Let me get a marker. Okay. We know that subject nouns, we've studied those. Verb, capital V. We've also studied adjectives. We've also studied adverbs. And here you can put lots of other things. You could put P for preposition, OP for object of the preposition. You could put A for article adjective. That's an easy one. Let's just go ahead and do that. All right, now in the next section, I usually cross off. I don't make you kids do the capitalization rule numbers. If we could finish these books in a couple of years, we would do that. But we kind of need to zip through those a little bit quickly. So yours should say, correct the capitalization mistakes. And then put a dot or a question mark at the end of the sentence. All right, we know right off the bat that there are going to be 4 words that need to be capitalized. Okay? Let's read the sentence. Our company meets in Tulsa on the 2nd Friday in July. Our company meets in Tulsa on the 2nd Friday in July. First of all, that is not a question, so I am just going to go ahead and put a period at the end. All right, I got that part done. If it were a question, we would put a question mark. That's just a regular old declarative sentence. All right, now let's come back. Again, we know there are 4 words that need to be fixed, that need to be capitalized. One rule that I know you kids are always good about remembering is the first letter of every sentence needs to be capitalized. Okay, there's our first capital letter that we fixed. And we have 3 more to go. Let's read it again. Our company meets in Tulsa on the 2nd Friday in July. Our company, no, company, that's a common noun. I'm not going to capitalize that one. Meets, that's a common noun too. I mean, excuse me, it's a common, it's a verb, but it doesn't need to be capitalized either. There's the word in, that does not need to be capitalized. Tulsa, wait a minute, Tulsa, that is a city in the state of Oklahoma. All cities do indeed need to be capitalized, whether you live in Soap Lake or Ephrata. You must have all the words of that city, town, capitalized. All right, let's keep going. We have 2. We have 2 more to go. Our company meets in Tulsa on the 2nd Friday in July. I see right away. It's not going to be on or the or second, but Friday is indeed. Days of the week need to be capitalized too. So we're going to capitalize Friday. And so we have 1 left. I remember Mrs. Lennon telling me that months of the year need to also be capitalized. Days of the week, months of the year. In English, those are proper nouns. So guess what? July is capitalized, and we just found all 4 of our capitalization mistakes. And we also put in the punctuation at the end, which in this case was a period. The rest of this test you can probably do on your own, but let's go over it. Exercise 5 says, write the name of the topic that best describes what each column of words is about. Choose from these topics. So you're going to go ahead and look. First, go ahead and read the topics: colors, people, ocean animals, shapes, and sports. You'll know which one of these go in the spot here by looking at the words below it. These are pretty easy. I just want you to do that one on your own. And this one you're going to do on your own too, kiddos. Exercise 6 says, in each column, cross out the one idea that does not support the underlined topic. So again, the underlined topic in this column is vegetables. You're going to go through beans, finger, corn, potato. Well, you're going to find the one that's not a food product, at least. I think it's a little iffy as to whether some of those are really vegetables, but I think it'll be pretty obvious. Cross out the one word that does not belong and do the rest on both of these sections. Please remember to also come back up here and on your own do this section, and on your own do this, synonym and antonyms. And probably the one that's going to take the most work is I want you to classify sentence number 1. The 3 friends raced excitedly